Ever felt your phone get a tiny bit slippery after a shocking text? Before you react, your fingertips quietly leak the story. That tiny slip is not in your head. Your hands just sent out a fast, honest whisper. It is called skin conductance or electrodermal activity. Here is that slippery moment. A chime hits. Your eyes widen a bit. Your grip shifts on the glass. It feels a touch slick. You have not said a word yet, but your fingers already changed. That is microsweat, a whisper-thin film that shows up in seconds when your attention spikes. This film is not a drip. It is a dew. You will not see beads rolling. It is just enough to wet the ridges of your fingerprints. That is all it needs to change how your fingers stick and how a tiny current can move across your skin. What kicks it off is a fast chain inside you. A sudden sound or sight trips deep alarm circuits. Your brain flags, this could matter. That ping reaches the body's go-quick system. Your heart and breath get ready, and your hands get a special note. Within about 1 to 3 seconds, signals race down sympathetic nerves to your palms and fingers. Think of a city's alert line lighting up. The message is simple. Prepare to act. Your hand skin listens first and answers fast. Here is a twist. Those fight or flight nerves use a different chemical at the skin. They switch to acetylcholine. That is, the same messenger your body uses to move muscles. At the sweat glands, it tells the cells to fill their tiny ducts with salty fluid. Your fingertips are loaded for this. They pack roughly 600 to 700 tiny sweat factories in every square centimeter. That is one of the densest spots on your body. Palms, soles, and your forehead are the stars for this kind of quick, emotional sweat. They do not gush like a run on a hot day. They lightly wet the tops of the ridges. It is like a spritz on a window that makes your finger stick better right before it would slip. Grip improves first. Slippery comes only if the film gets thick, which it usually does not. That same salty film also changes your skin's electricity. Dry skin blocks current. Wet skin lets it pass more easily. So your skin's resistance drops. Conductance rises. A tiny test current between 2 points on your skin flows better. That is the signal. This signal has a few names. Electrodermal activity is the modern one. People also say skin conductance. Old papers called it the galvanic skin response. The idea is over a century old. In the late 1880s, Charles Ferret and Ivan Tarkanoff showed that emotions change the skin's electrical readout. How do we catch it today? We place 2 little pads on your fingers or palm. They sit a couple of centimeters apart. A gentle current passes between them. The meter reads in microsiemens. That is a tiny unit of how well electricity flows. What does a normal line look like? Even at rest, the line is not flat. It drifts up and down with your general state. In relaxed adults, the baseline can sit anywhere from about 2 to 20 microsiemens. People vary a lot. The room and your mood matter too. Now add a surprise. Clap once behind you. About 1 to 3 seconds later, the line bumps up. That bump can be small, like 1/100th of a microsiemens, or big, closer to a full microsiemens. Bigger bumps means stronger arousal or novelty. Then it slides back down over a few seconds. Time matters here. The skin's change lags the brain's alarm. 1 to 3 seconds may feel instant, but it is not immediate. It rises over another second or two, then it recovers over 2 to 10 seconds. It is fast enough to be useful and slow enough to see. If you repeat the same clap, the bumps fade. Your system learns. It says, "I heard it, not new anymore." This is called habituation. It is your orienting response settling down when a thing becomes predictable. Silence can be data too. Why do we even have this trick? Grip. A touch of moisture boosts friction on ridged fingertips. It can also sharpen touch. On a branch or rock, that film could save a second and your skin. Evolution kept it because it helps hands act fast and sure. So, emotional sweating on palms, soles, and your forehead is not about cooling your core. It is a grip-first reflex. Cooling sweat is broad and slow. This one is local and quick. That is why it also shows up as an electrical signal. Here is a neat timing fact. Your hands often talk before your face. Fingertips can react before your eyebrows move. That is why labs favor the hand. Dense, fast glands make a clean readout. The line can jump even if your face stays calm. Picture a payment error during a test. The person says, "It is fine." But about 2 seconds after the red pop-up, their palm signal spikes. It is not a lie. It is a moment of effort and surprise. The body marks it, even if the voice smooths it over. Now the myth. The lie detector. In the early 1900s, the polygraph stitched this skin signal to heart and breath. By mid-century, it was standard kit. The signal is real. Your arousal shows up. But arousal is not the same as lying. A major review in 2003 by the National Academies warned about high false alarms in screening. Courts are cautious for a reason. The polygraph reads stress and surprise. It does not read truth. That is the clean line on this. Let us ground it with 3 quick scenes. Stairs. You miss a step. Before you can swear, your fingertips send out that micro sweat pulse. A wrist sensor would log a spike about 2 seconds after the jolt. Your phone might feel slippery for a beat. Poker. The river card flips. Your face is still. Your breath is steady. A hidden finger sensor shows a bump of about 0.3 microsiemens. Your body says this matters. Your bluff stays on. Your hands told the real story first. Stage. Concert pianists call it glass hands. That faint sheen right before the first note is palmar sweating. It is the same old grip reflex. It shows up in a bright hall instead of a tree. The signal is clear. The story is modern and ancient at once. What can this signal tell you? It flags that something is up. Novelty, effort, surprise, pain, excitement. It is non-specific arousal. It is not a labeled emotion. A spike does not say fear. It says, pay attention. People vary a lot. Age, hydration, and mood all shift the numbers. Some medications, like anticholinergics, can blunt it. That makes sense, since the sweat signal uses acetylcholine. 2 people can see different lines to the same event. The room matters too. Heat and humidity nudge the baseline. How tight the electrodes sit can change the readout. Movement can fake a spike on a wearable. Timing helps you judge what is real. True bumps follow events by about 1 to 3 seconds. Location makes a difference. Hands and feet react strongest to emotions. The forearm or torso often show more of temperature control. If you want a clear emotional signal, fingertips and palms are the go-to spots. Here is how it shows up in daily tech. Some watches sample this signal many times a second. They flag stress events when clusters of bumps show up. These are useful trends, not diagnoses. They can nudge you to pause and breathe. In design labs, teams map frustration by watching those quick bumps. Fix the broken step in a form. The bumps fade. You feel it, and the line shows it. It is a quiet way to see where effort spikes in the real world. Clinicians use it for calm training. Slow your breath. Watch the line settle. Feel control return. Biofeedback turns a hidden reflex into a thing you can steer. It is the same body, now with a little dashboard in your head. Want to try it on yourself? Sit still with warm, dry hands. If you have a watch that can do it, start a session, or use a simple finger sensor. Give yourself a minute of quiet. Let the baseline float into view. Then do one clean event, one clap, a sudden picture, or 10 seconds of fast mental math. Watch for the bump about 1 to 3 seconds later. Then the slow glide back down. That curve is your orienting response saying, "I noticed." Repeat the same event every few seconds. See how the bump shrinks. Your system is already learning. It downgrades the same sound. New things get priority. Old things move to the back. Do not overread it. A spike is your body saying, "This matters." It is not telling you exactly why. Pair the line with context. That is where the insight lives. The body speaks plain. We add the meaning. Your skin is a candid narrator, a fast, honest whisper from your hands. It speaks in micro-sweat and tiny currents. It speaks long before you have chosen your words. Once you know to listen, you can steer. You can time your grip. You can smooth your breath. You can find the clear moments when it counts. That is the quiet payoff. Your body hands you a heads up about 2 seconds early. That is a nice edge to have. If you enjoy clear, no-drama body science like this, subscribe and poke around the channel. There is more on sleep, fear jolts, shivers, and those odd head rushes. Drop a like if this helped you notice your own signals. Take care of your hands, and see you next time.